Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Acres of Clay. Today I've decided to do a day in the life video for you. Every morning I am the first one awake. It's my quiet time to read the Bible and pray, and then I wake everybody up for chores. So first stop is to the maternity pen to see if anybody has calved over the night, and this morning there was nobody, so I head to the calf barn. So to the calf barn, and I am just kicking up their hay. They get free range hay and grain. Now I'm turning on the water just to get it warmed up because we do have a couple bottle babies. So I'll fill up the bottles and get them ready, and then Ethan will feed the bottle. And the two boys have decided to wake up and come out to the calf barn. Usually it's Ethan and Sanders, sometimes Sydney if they're switching roles. Ethan is going to feed the bottle for me today. This is a bull calf and he's going to be sold, but he has the most beautiful eyelashes. Two more babies in the pen. They're a couple days old and they are also bulls. Sanders is getting grain for the younger heifers while Ethan is feeding the bottle, and they all stand at the gate and are waiting eagerly for their grain or maybe just for some attention. I am cleaning out the automatic feeder. That needs to be done regularly, so I sanitize it and clean it out, make sure it's good and clean, so that the calves can have fresh milk. We do have a couple new babies that need to learn where the feeder is, and so sometimes they need a little bit of help. And that's all for the calf chores, and I'm off to do chicken chores. I have laying hens, I have young hens, I have a few roosters, and I have a whole flock of turkeys. And I love to give them a little treat. So today I'm giving them some sunflower seeds. They absolutely go crazy over sunflower seeds. While we're doing chores, Kevin is also doing chores. He is milking cows, and right now he's waiting for some milkers, so he does a little extra cleaning while he waits. Morning milking usually takes him about 3 hours to run through all of the cows. And Sydney's job every morning is scraping out the barns and feeding the cows to make sure that they have clean barn, and he also beds the free stalls if they're needed. Now I'm back in the house. I've finally made myself a cup of coffee. I enjoy a cup of coffee first thing in the morning while I'm jotting down some notes. I also make some infused tea that I like to drink throughout the day. I just have 1 cup of coffee in the morning and that gets me through, but I love tea. Yesterday I made some mozzarella cheese and I placed it in the refrigerator, and today I'm going to be shredding it. and I find that using my food processor shreds it really quickly and easily. So I just dice it up in pieces to make it fit, and it easily goes through. That way I can have shredded cheese whenever I need it, and I'll probably be using this in some recipes over the next couple of days. Now Sanders is in the house after doing some other chores. Sometimes in the summer he stays outside, but this morning he came in, so his job is usually to unload the dishwasher in the morning and vacuum the floors. So here you see him unloading the dishwasher. I am in the background and I'm making some sourdough crackers because I have a lot of sourdough starter. I haven't been making very much sourdough bread in this heat. I know we've had some really hot temperatures, so today I'm just going to use some of that starter and make some crackers. Sanders is going to have himself some breakfast. So I'm mixing up a quick batch of crackers, and today's crackers is just going to be cheese crackers. I did add some sesame seeds because we like sesame seeds in our crackers. But for the most part it's going to be just cheese. We put the cheese on the top and we have to roll it out really thin. That way it gives it a real crispy cracker-like texture. And these are so good. So Kevin is finished with the milking and he and Sanders are heading off to start the irrigation reel. We got some rain a few days ago, but it was only about 3/10 of an inch, so it wasn't a lot. So we have been irrigating. We irrigated yesterday and we will irrigate again today. Just doing one. We can do one pull, and it takes usually about 12 hours. We'll pull this out today and it will be done irrigating tonight before we go to bed. This corn here was planted when it was very, very dry and we were going through a drought, and so you can see that it is coming up nicely. And the weeds are coming up also, so this field will be getting sprayed for weeds probably within a week. Ethan's project for today was working. His fuel pump went out the other day, so it needs to be replaced. So he ordered a new one. It came in, and he's going to do that today. I didn't get full footage of him working on it.
How was breakfast?
Sydney, I didn't get a lot of footage of Sydney today, but he was changing skid loader tires. You can see that he gotten one new one on, and he's trying to get the other one, the bolts off the other tire. I'm back in the house, and the previous day I made some sourdough egg noodle dough, and today I am going to roll it out and form the noodles. This is another way that I like to use my sourdough discard. It takes 1 cup of the sourdough discard, and it's a great way to use it up if you have an overabundance of it like I do. These noodles have a little bit different taste than just your regular egg noodle, but we really like these, and they're also a great way to use up our eggs because this time of the year we have an abundance of eggs. Also, every day is laundry day pretty much around here. So I like to do about 3 loads a day, and it was a beautiful day to dry them outside on the clothesline. The crackers have finished baking. They take about a half an hour, and Kevin's in the house now after getting the irrigation reel out there, and he is now doing some paperwork. Of course, I had to taste test the crackers to see if they were good, and sure enough they were. And these crackers will last a long time if you just keep them stored in an airtight container. After I finished the crackers, back to the noodles, and I'm using just wide egg noodles. And so it's best to let them dry for a little bit after stretching the dough real thin. It's best to let it dry before cutting the noodles into its shape. I just feel like it does a better job. Now it's later in the afternoon, and Sanders and Kevin are working on the new hay barn. They are setting the poles that are on the end of the barn. We didn't put the poles out. We didn't put all the end poles up because this is where we went in and put the trusses. This is the end that we drove in for putting the trusses up. So today they're working on that, and if you want to see more progress of that, you'll have to continue watching other videos. And now I'm heading out to the garden because I have a bunch of stuff that needs to be dried for different teas and medicinal herbs. I also had some veggies that needed picking in the garden. I came out with a sweatshirt because I thought it had been a little chilly. We got a couple sprinkles while I was in the house. But now it's warming up nicely, and you can see I have peas, and I have just started getting a few green beans, so it won't be long and we will have more than enough green beans, and we'll probably start canning them soon also. Also have red raspberries that are ready. We have all been just eating them fresh. They are so good. I have brought my basket full of goodies in the house and spread them out on my trays to let them dry. Mackenzie's home from work. Today she had to work at the hair salon for a while, and then when she got home, she had a package. She had ordered herself a All-American canner, and it had arrived today, so she's super excited about that, and she's excited to start preserving her own vegetables that she's growing in her own garden, and her garden is doing a really, really good. The clothes on the line are all dry, so what I like to do is just as I'm taking them off the clothesline, I like to fold them all. That way I don't have to bring in my basket full of unfolded clothes. Everything's folded and ready to be put away when I get in the house. Now it's time to get ready for supper. Tonight we are having pork chops, and I will be putting them on the broiler. I just season these with salt and pepper, a little bit of onion powder, and garlic powder. We're also going to have some fresh vegetables from the garden. We have some summer squash and zucchini that has been ready. We've made zucchini bread, and we've have been eating summer squash a couple times already. Well, here we are. It's after supper. I didn't get any footage of supper because I completely forgot about it. We had some people stop by and they ate supper with us, which is always welcomed and a great treat to have guests over. But I completely forgot to bring out the camera. Sanders is using the yellow hose to clean the Holden area. This is where the cows stand while they wait to get milked. And he's using this big yellow hose, which is a 2-inch hose. That hose lets out 70 gallons per minute, so there's a lot of pressure behind that hose. And here come the cows. They are ready to get milked for the second time today. We milk twice a day, and of course all of them have to be curious of the camera. The first ones are going up into the barn. And Ethan is going to be milking for us tonight. Kevin is bringing the cows up from the barns into the Holden area. He will be doing all the cleaning of the alleys and bedding if needed. And there they are walking up. And here's Kevin. He is scraping the manure. It goes into our manure pit where it will eventually get hauled out. And it's time for me to do chicken chores again. The boys already did calf chores for me while I was getting video, and I just need to collect my eggs. And Mackenzie is doing her goat chores. She has one goat that she is milking and saving the milk. She is starting to make goat milk soap again, so you can be watching for that on the Etsy store, and I have a link in the description. And this is the one goat that she's milking, and all the other ones are still getting nursed completely dry by their babies. And the irrigation reel has just a little ways to go. That'll be done about bedtime. So before we go to bed, Kevin will run out and shut off the reel. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.